Jack Dorsey is building a decentralized Bitcoin exchange through Square's new division, TBD. So Mike Brock, he's leading the initiative, and he tweeted a few different tweets on Friday. I've summarized them for all of us. Basically, what he said was, "You're welcome. We believe Bitcoin will be the native currency of the internet," he added that the focus is solely on a sound global monetary system. Then he went on to say that getting Bitcoin today typically involves exchanging fiat as a centralized custodial service like Cash App or Coinbase. And these on and off ramps to Bitcoin have a number of issues and aren't distributed evenly around the world. This is the problem that they are going to solve. They want to make it easy to fund a non-custodial wallet anywhere in the world. And he added that you can think of this as a decentralized exchange for fiat. So I think this is very cool. I think it kind of puts together the little tidbits of information we've been getting from Jack Dorsey and his team over the past few months. It's all starting to make sense now, and we're starting to see how they're thinking about things behind the scenes. And now they have a single problem that they are solving at TBD. Will, I'm going to throw it right down to you, a decentralized Bitcoin exchange with Jack Dorsey at the helm. What are your thoughts?
I have a lot. And just to be clear, I've not formulated my final opinion on the subject. I do think that figuring out a way to do decentralized stablecoins remains probably the biggest issue within the cryptocurrency industry. There's a lot of great alternatives. Like I think DAI is great, but also it's backed by 50% stablecoins that can be shut down by a regulator. You have other things like RAI, which no one really knows about yet, but are decentralized stablecoins. And then you have all these like algorithmic attempts as well. And I think that's an important aspect of what Square is trying to do with this, or at least Jack Dorsey is trying to do with this new project, is allow for anyone to get Bitcoin through a decentralized platform. And that would include the need to move through some sort of decentralized fiat alternative that is pegged to fiat. I don't think it's been done well yet. And I think that's still something that's going to happen over the next decade. Andre Cronje of Yearn Finance has also been working on a similar project, but on the Ethereum ecosystem, which of course is a whole other aspect of this conversation. Like Ethereum has been building this stuff for years, and now Bitcoin's trying to do it. Vitalik saw this problem, and so he created a whole new blockchain ecosystem. Bitcoin tried in the early days, kind of gave up on it, and now seems to be returning to this narrative. Which again is really interesting and kind of gives some fuel to the Ethereum maximalist ideas, I guess. But Ben, I want to hear your take on everything here.
I'm still formulating it too. I really don't have a whole lot to say because this is still like reading through these tweets, right? Like Jen, thank you for summarizing them, but there is just a lot to unpack that even I don't fully get in this regard. So Naomi, I'm handing it off to you.
Yeah, I want to dig into some of the stuff that's not said because I have so many questions about this. When they say that they are building a decentralized exchange for fiat, because I was wondering when they first of all, let's take a step back. I think that this is absolutely necessary. This is the area we need to focus on because the on and off ramps into Bitcoin are completely centralized. They're completely KYC. They're completely controlled. They're completely censorable. And that is a huge problem that we need to fix if we want Bitcoin to be truly uncensorable and decentralized. And when you have 99.99% of all native Bitcoin trading happening on completely centralized exchanges currently, that's an issue, right? So DEXs are a huge part of our future, but those on and off ramps are areas that we haven't found solutions for. So if he's putting a ton of resources in terms of smart people and money and all of that towards fixing this, awesome. Hats off. That's what we need. Also, I don't understand how they're going to do it, right? So if we look at the options out there right now for on and off ramps, I don't think they do either. The on and off ramps into Bitcoin via fiat, I mean, basically we have BISC. And that's really the only decentralized option. And it's a very interesting protocol, but there's a reason why you've had at least two different teams fork the BISC protocol and had it, one based on Ethereum, one based on Monero. It's because Bitcoin is incredibly expensive. And when you have every exchange just costing a ton of money and already you're paying a huge premium to use the BISC network, it's just there's no liquidity on there because you need in their system 4 on-chain transactions in order to make a decentralized exchange. You need to lock up the money. You need to, talk to each other. You need to unlock the money. You need to transfer it. So when you're paying like a different Bitcoin transaction fee for every one of those, that's huge. And they clearly recognize this because Brock said gaps around cost and scalability are needed and a solve for exchange infrastructure between digital assets like stablecoins. Like there are lots of areas that need to be solved for this to work. Hopefully, if they put a bunch of resources towards it, they can figure this out because it really is needed. And hats off to Bisq for being the one alternative out there. Even though it is expensive, there are people who desperately need this stuff and are willing to pay that premium. So hats off to them for providing a valuable service. And to all the other, coins that are experimenting in this as well. But it's definitely the problem area we need to focus on.
Yeah, I'm with you, Naomi. I think there are a lot of things to solve. I don't know how they're going to solve it, but at least they have the resources to put some intelligent people behind the problems, and we'll see what they come up with.